The tale of the kind-hearted Zuri and the lost calf. In the heart of Mabumbaland, nestled between rolling hills and a dense forest, lay the vibrant village of Kwale. The villagers lived in harmony with nature, and their lives were woven together through the strong threads of community and tradition. Among the villagers was a young girl named Zuri, known for her radiant smile and kind heart. Zuri lived with her grandmother, Mama Zuri, a wise elder who was the village's storyteller and healer. Mama Zuri had raised Zuri with stories of the ancestors and the importance of kindness and generosity. One sunny afternoon, while Zuri was tending to her family's small herd of goats near the forest's edge, she heard a faint, sorrowful cry. The sound tugged at her heart, and she decided to investigate. Following the cries, Zuri ventured deeper into the forest until she came upon a small, frightened calf trapped in a thicket of thorny bushes. The calf's eyes were wide with fear, and it struggled to free itself. Zuri approached slowly, speaking in soft, soothing tones. "Don't be afraid, little one. I'll help you," she whispered. With gentle hands, she carefully untangled the calf from the thorns and led it to safety. Zuri knew that the calf must belong to someone, and she couldn't bear the thought of it being lost and alone. She tied a piece of her colorful kanga cloth around the calf's neck to lead it and began the journey back to her village. Along the way, she gave the calf sips of water from her gourd and fed it leaves she gathered from the forest. As they walked, they encountered several villagers who were curious about her new companion. "What will you do with the calf, Zuri?" they asked. Zuri smiled and replied, "I will take care of it until I can find its owner. No creature should be lost and alone." Word of Zuri's kindness spread quickly through the village, and soon enough, the news reached the ears of the wealthy cattle farmer, Mr. Juma, who lived in the neighboring village. Mr. Juma had been searching frantically for his prized calf, which had wandered off during a storm. When he heard about Zuri's act of kindness, he immediately set off to find her. As he approached Zuri's village, he was struck by the sight of the little girl sitting under a baobab tree, feeding the calf tenderly. "Zuri," he called out, "I believe you have found something very precious to me." Zuri looked up and saw Mr. Juma. "Is this your calf, sir?" she asked. "Yes, it is," Mr. Juma said with relief. "Thank you for taking care of it. You have shown great kindness." Mr. Juma was so grateful that he offered Zuri a reward. "You have a pure heart, Zuri. As a token of my gratitude, please accept this gift of 2 healthy goats and a bag of grain for your family." But Zuri, humble and sincere, shook her head. "Thank you, Mr. Juma, but I do not need a reward. It was the right thing to do." Mr. Juma was deeply moved by her humility. "Your kindness will not go unnoticed," he said. "May your days be filled with blessings." As Mr. Juma returned home with his calf, he couldn't stop thinking about Zuri's selflessness. He decided to tell everyone in his village about her. Soon, people from far and wide came to know about Zuri and her generous spirit. That evening, as the sun set over Kwale and the villagers gathered around the communal fire, Mama Zuri told the story of Zuri and the lost calf. She spoke of the importance of kindness, not just to people but to all living creatures. The villagers listened intently, their hearts warmed by the tale. Years passed, and Zuri grew up to be a wise and beloved woman in her village. Her acts of kindness continued to inspire others, and her story was passed down from generation to generation, reminding everyone that a kind heart and a selfless spirit could change the world. One day, many years later, a severe drought struck Mabumbaland. Crops withered, and rivers dried up. The villagers of Kwale were on the brink of despair, unsure of how they would survive. Zuri, now a respected elder, called a meeting under the shade of the baobab tree. "We must help each other," she said. "Let us share what little we have and support one another through these hard times." Inspired by Zuri's words, the villagers pooled their resources. They shared food, water, and whatever they could spare with their neighbors. Even Mr. Juma, remembering Zuri's kindness, brought his cattle to graze near the village and offered milk to those in need. One night, as the villagers gathered around the fire, an unexpected visitor arrived. It was an elderly woman, her clothes dusty from travel. She introduced herself as Mama Noma, a seer from a distant land. She had heard of the villagers' plight and had come to offer her wisdom. "The spirits have seen your kindness and generosity," Mama Noma said. "They are pleased with your unity. I have been sent to guide you to a hidden spring deep within the forest. It will provide you with the water you need to survive the drought." Zuri, along with a group of villagers, followed Mama Noma into the forest. They walked for hours, guided by the light of the moon and the wisdom of the seer. Finally, they reached a secluded grove where a crystal-clear spring bubbled up from the ground. With renewed hope and gratitude, the villagers returned to Kwale, bringing with them buckets of fresh water. The spring flowed abundantly, providing sustenance for the people and their animals. The village of Kwale flourished once again, a testament to the power of kindness and community. From then, the tale of the kind-hearted Zuri and the lost calf grew richer with each retelling, a cherished folktale in Mabumbaland. It became a timeless reminder of the enduring strength found in compassion, generosity, and unity, teaching future generations that even the smallest act of kindness can create ripples of goodness that reach far and wide. Yours truly, Lillian.